Hi, everyone. Can anybody hear me? Hi, Clara. Happy New Year to you all. Hi, Esther. Hi, Sharon. How are you? Yeah, it is good to be back. Hi, Sandy. Yes, Happy New Year to you too. I hope you all have had a really fabulous last week. And, of course, bringing our New Year wishes from us to you. Let's hope that the New Year brings you everything you want, especially in city terms, eh? Hi, Sherry. And hello there, Maria. Christine, hello. I hope we're all good. Hi, Mrs. Miggins. There's lots of you already. So as you can see, I've got my Middle Earth map out this evening. Getting towards 31% on this, so yeah. Sharon watches catch-ups, but not the same as the live. Yeah, I understand that. Hi, Katinka. Yep, we seem to be doing well over here as well, Mrs. Miggins. We just keep plodding on, as you do. And hi there, Woo Woo. Lovely to see you. Happy New Year. So, yeah, first live stream of 2024. And let's hope that they're as successful as the streams of 2023, eh? Because, you know, I properly enjoy doing these live streams. They are, you know, the one thing in my week that I absolutely, in the city world, that I truly look forward to is jumping on a live with you guys. So we started a bit earlier, so we're looking for around about a 9 o'clock finish, but of course we've got that bit of flexibility, so if we do go a little bit over. Hi, Sharon and Crystal, hello. Well, I've had a busy weekend because I topped up my master set of threads this weekend. Some of you will have seen, I put a post up on Instagram. And I found out I was like 9 short, so I've had to make an order of some threads as well. So I must have stitched an awful lot this last year because it took me nearly 4 hours to top up my set. Hi, Anna Karen, how are you? I hope you are well. So what we're all working on, as you can see for me, it's the map. So what have you guys got on your stitchy frames and hoops this evening? Or not, as the case may be. What are you working on? Sharon got cone envy, yeah. Yeah, there's leftovers from my kitchen days, you know, like nearly 500 cones and I'm still 9 short. So I managed to run out on 2 cones. But yeah, I've got plenty of thread to be going on with, certainly for the foreseeable. Steampunk Tiger for Mrs. Miggins. 3.89%. Hey, it's a start. It's not bad. Keep going. Mirabilia, Peridot Fairy for Christine. Clarice on the Bernadette's the Hage Stitch Along. Is anybody else doing that Stitch Along? Cavalier Cats for Crystal. Maria, you stitchy bug. Oh no. When did that happen? I was worried earlier this week I'd lose mine, but thankfully I haven't. Hot air balloon sunrise for you, Sharon. Oh, did you finish the other piece? I have to be honest, I haven't really sort of looked much on socials this last week. Sandy, get Daydream, Heather Edwards, 6.92, super. Is that the one for your daughter, Sandy? 9.72, Clara, that's good going. Is that 9.72 of the first part or 9.72 of the whole thing? Yeah, Mrs. Miggins started Christmas Day. I stitched Maui Princess on Christmas Day this year. Esther's still working on your chocolate lab. Butterfly Port Mauve, 27% on tent stitch there for Katinka. Super. Your granddaughter, Sandy, yes. I knew it was either your daughter or your granddaughter. And I just sort of hedged my bets and I got it wrong. Oh, no, Maria. Oh, I'm sorry to hear you've been unwell. Well, fingers crossed that you're on the mend now and you start to get it better and it does come back. I tend to find that just picking up something very small, you know, like a little card kit or a cover kit off a magazine, tends to do me the world of good when my bug goes away. And of course, I mean, the other option is a new start.
Here I am, folks. I'm here.
Yeah, Andy's here with me. No cream?
The top's bust.
Oh. Okay. All finished now at the framers. We'll get it back Friday. Sharon, send me a picture, won't you, over Facebook so I can have a look at it. Because I'm looking forward to seeing how that looks all framed up. The first part only, Clara. Yes, I think it's what. Jennifer, hello Jennifer. A Gecko Rouge Dream Roses by Jesselyn Park. Ooh. Andy said the magic words earlier.
Did I?
Yeah.
What?
Well, it's my birthday coming up, and Andy said the magic words that, I have to order you a kit.
Well, I mean...
So we're going to have a look. Ooh.
It will be a Gecko Rouge one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Daphne, hello. Working on Hey 2024 Sales. Pick the Astro Cat. Lovely. Is that the one that Stitchy Witch is doing? She's released a couple of sales this week with the Stitch Along, but I'm not sure. Is it the same image? I'm not sure. Where there's the sort of the cat on the right hand side with sort of browny beigey fur. Hi Norma. No, we're just sort of saying hi and things, and finding out what people are stitching on. How are you and Happy New Year? Yes, indeed, May 2024 be a good stitching year. Esther says hi to you, Andy.
Hello.
I think it's going to be a positive year. Yes, absolutely. I think you're right, Mrs. Miggins. Sharon, Hey Tropical Treasures by John Enright. Lovely. And Ex Machina by Chris Ortega. Hi Heel Stitcher, long time no see. I know I've seen you on sort of Instagram, but I haven't seen your comment recently, but it's nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Currently beading Sunrise Laguna Mermaid. Oh, lovely. So we're almost stitched to finish. Are you stitched to the finish on that? And is it just the beading left? It is that one, Sharon, right. So I know what that image looks like now because I've seen the Stitchy Witch do it. So cool. Oh, good. So I'm still waiting for my Christmas kits from Gecko, but I know that they're behind at the moment. There was an announcement earlier this week because of the retiring Medusa doll maker. They got is it not Medusa? Is it Medusa doll maker? Yeah. They got a lot of orders in, and of course they're as well waiting on some DMC. So orders are touch delayed, but that's fine. You know, at least we know, eh? Nose is starting to run.
Where's it running to?
Well, it needs to be coming back.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've had an interesting weekend as well for another reason. Well, you know how I'm doing no new starts this week, except for commissions and model stitching, which I do occasionally get. Well, it looks like I might be in for some model stitching. So I'm waiting for an email just to firm up some details. But yeah, it looks like I might be getting some model stitching work, which will be nice. But I'm still determined not to let my stitchy goals slide.
But it depends how big the model stitching is.
It'll only be small pieces, I think, because it's Hachette, which is the one that do the Disney cross stitch.
Right.
So, yeah. Thank you. Work is manic, accountant and tax return season. Oh dear. Yeah. Yes, the end is in sight. All stitching and back stitching done. Just the beading left. Sounds fantastic. Clara, back when Gecko Rouge used to sell some of their large word maps, not as a kit, did anyone ever buy those PDFs? No, but I wish I had done. So you're also lucky kitted up. They're very expensive. Have you ordered the kit for it, Clara? And which one? Or have you just been browsing? I don't know if I quite want to take the one on the big one that's like 2 million stitches. I mean, at the moment, at the rate I'm stitching on Night Cafe, it's not going to... Lauren will be 48 by the time it's finished. She's 14 now. So, yeah. Yes, I know some of them Gecko kits so can be quite expensive. The Colin Thompson ones are quite pricey as well. But I'll be honest, I'm not a massive fan. I would pick, you know, something else before. Oh. I haven't bought one because FedEx will charge over $300 on top of the expense of the... Oh, blimey. That is a lot. So with the kit itself, I think... How much would the kit itself be in dollars, Clara? If you were to buy, you know, the kit, it would be probably about the size of probably about the cost of a small car, wouldn't it? Close to $1,500. So $1,500 plus $300 to $1,800. You could do a lot with $1,800. But yeah, that is an enormous amount of money. And I would imagine that with the size of the kit, the fabric and all the thread, it will be quite a weighty package as well, hence the high cost to ship it. But blimey, that is a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
What? Hey. Well done. I don't think it's as quick as last time.
What?
Oh, customs charges. All right. I know that if it's the opposite way and I'm importing something from the USA, I remember many, many years ago, before I was kitting, buying a few cones from the USA. And then after a few weeks getting a bill, a tax and an import duty bill, I was like, oh, didn't buy any again after that. This word looks so much clearer through the camera than it does actually on the piece. I can see it says Harland and H-A-R there as well, but they look a little bit blurred from this side, when you're sort of looking at it in real life, as it were. But it's nice stitching this when these little bits start to come out, because it took me ages to work out that was a letter A earlier on. As I was putting the stitches in it, I'm thinking, what on earth is that?
Well, now you know.
Yep. I think Lauren's on the phone to her mates and she's being a bit loud again.
Probably her in Hungary.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lauren's made a friend overseas.
Yeah, Lauren has a friend now in Hungary. And
a German girl,
yeah,
who's moved to Hungary, who sounds like
an American. Yeah, but so does what do you call him, who comes from Lithuania. He sounds American when he speaks in English.
Who?
I'll think of his name in a bit. It's a YouTuber. It was the one that did the stalking into Chernobyl.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And who doesn't show his face. He sounds American and he's from Lithuania. Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
I was watching Whip Parade earlier, and the name of the floss tuber escapes me now, but she did this wonderful Whip Parade, and she'd started on this piece and she'd restarted on this piece, but couldn't settle into stitching it, and has now decided not to stitch it anymore, which is a bit of a shame. But she had some lovely pieces. I've been watching Whip Parades just lately. I've been watching quite a lot, there's massive variances. I mean, people who have like 10 or so whips like I've got, and then people who have like hundreds. And I just think, wow, no way would I be able to have that many whips. I don't think I'd sleep at night. But each to their own. I mean, if 300 whips makes you happy, then 300 it is. I know that there's a lady who I follow on Instagram, although she's not posted much recently, has a different whip for every day of the year. So she has 365. So,
which is mental.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of whips. Is Lauren gone in the bath first?
No,
It's like the way she's talking, it sounds like she's in the bathroom. It's got like that echo.
Maybe Hannah's come out, I don't know.
Maybe. So this week has been an interesting week. Didn't work Monday with it being a bank holiday. Back into work on Tuesday. Tuesday and Wednesday were quiet and, dare I say it, boring. Tuesday I was in the office and I was nearly falling asleep by the end of the day because I was so bored. And then Thursday, it just got absolutely mental busy. And it was the same Friday. So I was glad when it got to the weekend, but, you know, back on full 5-day weeks now. Haven't had a 5-day week for the last couple, and now it's back full on. But I'm not feeling very worky tomorrow. It would stress me out having that many. I like to see progress. Yep, I'm the same, Sharon. I do like to see a piece progress. But, you know, for some people, having that many whips is it's what they like. And whilst it's interesting to see them all, I don't think I could have that many.
You never finish them. This is the thing. I mean, if you have 300 and odd whips.
Well, it depends on what the size of them are, because if some of them are only sort of, you know, this size, like small, like card swatch size, then you could get plenty in, couldn't you?
Well, I guess. But I seem to remember you telling me that some of the ones that you were looking at with this woman in question, they were you know, quite sizable pieces. And so you just think to yourself, you'll never finish them. You know, you've got basically more.
Can you just go and attend to them too, please, because they're shouting at each other.
Yeah,
particularly Lauren.
Yes, we'll go and see what this.
And just remind them that I'm on YouTube, please. Kids quarrelling. Why, that's a lot of whips. I was getting overwhelmed, getting as high as 20. Yeah, I'll be getting that high next year, adding in my gecko kits. Although I'm hoping to get 2, if not 3 of these ones done. So I'll be down to sort of 8 non-geckos, and currently I've got 6 gecko kits, stroke patterns. So Sharon, the kids are back at school at the end of the week. Everyone wakes up then. Yeah. It wasn't related to that in my, it's unfortunately it's not related to that in my job. It's more related to the financial market. So, but yeah. Lauren goes back to school tomorrow. Don't think she's terribly happy about it, but you know, it is what it is. So, thanks, Andy.
All right, I have tamed the wildlife.
What did they want? What were they bickering over?
Hannah was texting Lauren from the bathroom, asking her to come in the bathroom and pass her a towel.
And you have got to be kidding.
I am not kidding. That
right.
is exactly what the issue was.
So Hannah's in the bath, texting Lauren, who was in the bedroom, literally next door, to get her a towel.
Pretty much.
Which is within reach of her.
Correct.
Oh my God.
You've read it all now, haven't you?
Yeah. And I'm sure these ladies, and if there's any gents on here watching, they've heard it all too. That is madness.
That's how Hannah is, I'm afraid.
Anyway, things are pretty much now back to normal with my stepdad. He's been over today. We had Christmas 2.0 last Monday, which was quite nice. I cooked us a roast and we had the Christmas tablecloth on and the Christmas crackers out and all the rest of it. And, you know, just Christmas 2.0, but all in the menu was slightly different. And he's come over today for his usual Sunday lunch and he's so much better. And he's like his old self. So all of you who sent good wishes, thank you all so very much. He really did appreciate knowing that people were thinking of him. So, yeah. How did we survive without mobiles? I have no idea, Sharon. I can remember getting my first mobile phone in 1996, and it was like a house brick. And you thought you were dead important when you got a call and you were talking to somebody on it. And then it was a little while after that then the text messaging came in. But no, I've no idea how they, I'm pretty sure that the girls think that when I was a kid that the world was in black and white. I mean, we had 3 TV channels up until, 1981 when Channel 4 came online here. I think it was 81 when Channel 4 came online here in the UK. And we didn't have remote controls for the television. You had to get up and turn it over and press a button, and we didn't have an automatic washing machine. You had one where you had to literally stand over it until the clothes washed, and then you had to put them in the spin dryer and rinse them and spin dry them and then hang them out on the washing line because we didn't have a tumble dryer. Microwaves didn't exist. Duvets, we didn't have duvets until about 1985 in my house. I think the girls think that, like I said, that the world was in black and white. We didn't have mobile phones. We didn't even have a home telephone because, my family couldn't afford it. I think kids these days, they just don't know how privileged their upbringing is in comparison to ours. Because even in the most sort of, low income families tend to have some of the things that we certainly didn't have, like an automatic washing machine, or a microwave, and television with more than 4 channels or 5 channels, whichever terrestrial is now.
No such thing as terrestrial, though, is there now, really?
Well, we used to call it terrestrial, didn't we?
Freeview, innit?
Mm-hmm.
We don't watch telly.
No, it's very rare it goes on in this house. The only time it goes on is when something important is happening. It was on when Prince Philip died. It was on when the Queen died. It was on at Platinum Jubilee. It was on for the Queen's funeral. It was on for the King's coronation. So really only national events.
Royal events.
Yeah.
Nikki's royal knowledge is really good, by the way. I don't know whether you guys know that. But
I just soak up information and I learn something and it stays with me.
Basically everything that's gone on between Harry and his dad has definitely gone in, hasn't it?
Well, I keep a watch on that with interest because it's a case of having to fathom out for yourself, what's the truth and what's a stretch of the truth, shall we say.
Well, it's pretty easy to work out, to be honest. Basically, Harry's a liar and everybody else is telling the truth.
Well, that's what the popular media would have you think, but we're not there, so we don't really know. But I agree that some things do seem far-fetched. Quite a lot of things seem far-fetched. Yep, Clara and Sharon, he's doing so much better. I'm absolutely chuffed as to how well he's doing. He had his staples out because he had the operation. He had a big staple line, and he had those taken out at the end of last week. 35 staples in all. And I said to him, well, it's a good job he didn't have to go to an airport. You'd have set off the metal detector. So, and he was just happy that once the staples were out, he could go and have a shower. Because, of course, you have to keep the line dry. I presume, of course, the staples, if they get wet, they could oxidize and go rusty and create havoc again. So... Hi, Rosemary. How are you? Happy New Year. And Betsy, and you too. Hope you are both doing well. Mrs. Miggins don't have a TV and more than happy. I do miss the Commonwealth Games and the Royal events. Wow, 45 staples. Yep. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we might as well not have our telly because we just don't watch it. But the kids like to watch it sometimes, and sometimes they might put a DVD on. At New Year, we watched some Netflix, we watched a couple of movies.
Chicken Run 2.
Oh, Chicken Run 2. I didn't bother watching it though, I don't think. I just had my head in my stitching. I hear you, Nicola. Our first house phone was a party line. Yeah. I remember party lines. If somebody else was on it, tough.
Party line?
Yeah. It was like a shared telephone line, and if somebody else was using the line, you couldn't make a call. Dennis will tell you about party lines. I can remember, going to my neighbours and needing to use the phone and having to take some coins around, like 10 pence, so I could use the phone, because it had a little box next to the phone where you put the phone money.
So did the TV.
Yeah. Of course, lots of things have changed, haven't they, since, I'm a child of the 70s, but lots of things have changed even in my lifetime. I mean, the amount of cars on the road, for a start. I used to live on what is now one of Rotherham's main roads. And when I lived on it, out of the 100 odd houses on it, there were 2 of them that had cars. Now it's a main thoroughfare, and it has been in the past a bit of an accident black spot.
Only because the general population have no idea how to drive.
Yep.
Now, I don't say that because I'm a decent driver myself. I do have my moments, I'm well aware. But,
Yeah, you do have the odd moment, and sometimes, but I know it's not you, it's the other people on the road. That's the thing, it's the other people on the road, isn't it?
Yeah, mostly. Anyway, people who watch my stuff will probably know I'm a decent driver. The amount of times they've seen the
Oh yeah, I've seen your dashboard recordings loads of times. I think Andy was quite glad to get back to work this week and doing more TVI stuff.
Yeah, I've been to Suffolk. I've been doing a lot of stuff about horse racing just lately because I was around Newmarket, which is basically horse racing.
Yeah, horse racing town.
365.
So, what's your strong memory, if you're of that era of the sort of 70s and 80s, of something that we don't have now? I mean, here in the UK, we used to have the man from the Pru come round and collect your insurance at the door, collect your sort of monthly subs. And the pools man, football pools. What else did we used to have in the 80s, Andy? 70s and 80s? Well, you wouldn't know, would you? You're a bit young. What we used to have in the 90s that we don't have now?
Kids, bad attitude.
Yeah, kids were brought up differently, weren't they? Longer school days. I mean, Lauren's school day runs from, is it about 8:30? Into 2:30? Something like that.
I don't know. I can't remember the exact timings.
Ours was 10 to 9 until 3:45 when I was at school. School days were definitely longer. There was no uniform in primary school.
Oh, I had a uniform in primary school.
We didn't. Mrs. Miggins definitely remembers the man from the Pru. Oh, bottle money. Yes, Sandy, absolutely.
Bottle money.
Yes. If you bought something in a glass bottle, like a bottle of beer or a bottle of Coca-Cola or, whatever, or even milk, sometimes pop, sometimes the cap had on it a price. So it might say 2 pence. And you could you could go and take it back to the corner shop and get the money back. You could get 2p back or whatever. I mean, bear in mind that a 2-litre bottle of pop might cost you 15p.
Mm.
So you take it back and you get the bottle money back.
Wasn't there a van that come round selling pop?
Yeah, there was in Rotherham. Yeah, we used to have a pop man. Yeah. Hi, Lauren. The Corona man with the lemonade. Real treat if me and my brother could each choose a bottle. And paying for TV. There. See there, the Corona man. But yeah, paying for TV. We have a box where you put in a coin and you got so many hours of television. And then they used to come around and empty it once a month. And sometimes your mum got some money back because it was more than the rental for the television. Yeah. Primary was 9 to 3. Yeah. Secondary school for us was 10 to 9 until 3:45. I think primary school was until about 3:30 because they always let one out earlier than the other so that parents with kids at both types of school could make it to the school gate. Money, can't remember when I last used notes and coins, Katinka. Yeah, a lot of people do use electronic money now.
Even you do, Nikki.
I do quite a bit, but I still also make sure I carry cash because especially if it's a small transaction or a small business, I know that they're going to get charged a lot for the privilege of me using my card. So I do carry cash. I don't use it an awful lot. Tuntine, remind me, Mrs. Miggins. I'm not sure what that is. It's got lost in the fog of my memory.
What was it?
Tuntine. No. Clara's school was 8 a.m. to 3. Sandy, so you had the bottles for your pocket money? I can remember, if we found a bottle with a price on it, it was like brilliant, because, me and my sister would take it back and, if it was like a 2p or a 5p or whatever, we might get some sweets and share them, because she used to be able to get like so many sweets for a penny. You had a baker come round, had lovely cream buns. I don't think we had a baker come round, but we did used to have a man come round the pubs in an evening when my dad used to go to the pub, and he'd always come home with bags of sweets because there was a man who used to come around the pub, and he had a basket, and in the basket, in one half of it was sweets, and in the other half of it was seafood, fresh seafood. But my dad always used to bring home at least 2 bags of sweets on a Sunday night. Because he used to say to me, what would you like from the sweet man? Or I used to say to him, I've saved up some money, Dad. Can you get me some sweets from the sweet man? And he always used to bring them home for me. These first 2 videos has given me the courage to work on multiple whips in 2024. We'll be working on a focus piece every day and then stitching on one of 9 whips for an hour each day. Sounds good, Norma. That sounds like a plan.
This place has got a prison.
Mrs. Miggins, my pocket money was 10p a week in the early 70s. Tuntime was a weekly payment scheme. The payout early December with a bit added. My mum used to have a regular sort of savings thing, and she used to get in December. She used to get a Christmas hamper. So she'd pay like £1, £1 a week or whatever, and she'd get a Christmas hamper delivered in December. So it sorted out all of our Christmas food. Because there was 5 of us, and my mum and dad always used to have at least one party over Christmas. And the Christmas hamper used to sort of do all that because my mum had a food hamper, a grocery hamper, a meat hamper, and an alcohol hamper. And I think she paid no more than about £2 a week for all three. And they were quite big, these hampers. She had quite a lot. Yes, agree, no, Clara, that will help get, that'll get the focus done for Norma. Sounds like a plan, Norma. My dad went to Co-op for sweets on Fridays, a huge slab of chocolate for 50p. We didn't have a Co-op here where we lived for a long time. We had Presto, Simcoe, Hillard's that became Tesco's, that was about. I'm sorry if you're not in the UK, these names might not mean much to you. And then we had Queen's here, which then became Asda. Or if you're American, Asda is the UK's version of Walmart.
Well, it's part of the Walmart group.
Yeah, it's like a UK version of it, isn't it, though, essentially?
It's founded in Leeds.
Yeah.
Because Asda, I don't know whether how many people know
Yeah.
this, Nikki.
Asda stands for Associated Dairies. Is that what you're going to say?
Yes, it's exactly what I was going to say. And I've been to the building in Leeds
Yeah.
where it was...
Kirksall Road in Leeds.
Yeah, where it's created.
Used to remember the excitement of the Christmas hamper. Yeah. And it used to come in a box and it had shredded paper in it. And for the grocery one, and in the meat one, it used to have those polystyrene sort of stuffing things that were like a figure of 8 shape, like a polystyrene chip. Did you have anything like that, Andy, when you were a kid?
Don't remember it, no. But I've said this before, that my upbringing was very different to you.
Yeah. And the other thing that we used to see a lot of in the UK, there was no inside bathrooms. You had a loo that was in an outhouse, an outbuilding in the yard. And if you wanted a bath, there was a tin bath that you put in front of the fire. Put hot water in and you had a bath in front of the fire in the main room in the house. And it started off, everybody bathed in order. First, it was the man of the house because he was the workman and he brought in the money and he deserved the bath. Then it was the mother, and then it was children from the oldest to the youngest. And by the time it got to the youngest, the water would be quite dirty because everybody would use the same water.
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah. And it's where the saying of don't throw the baby out with the bathwater came from, because the water would be so dirty you might not see the baby in it or the youngest member of the family in it. So that's where we get the don't throw the baby out with the bathwater saying. But yeah, I remember a tin bath.
Don't see them anymore.
Well, you do in museums and dolly tubs. My grandma, my dad's mum, had a dolly tub.
What's
And
a dolly tub?
It was a hand washing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think we called it something different. But yeah, I know what you're on about.
A dolly tub and a mangle. And even when it was I think it was their 40th wedding anniversary, and all their children clubbed together and bought her a washing machine, she'd still use the dolly tub and the mangle. And that was in the 80s.
The mangle was a good device, though. Let's be honest. I mean, it
Yeah.
did its job.
Yeah, dolly tubs and mangles.
For the overseas people, a mangle, if you don't know what it is, it's like a it's like a thing with two rollers on it and a handle, and basically you the clothes literally go through the rollers and it squeezes all the water out.
Yep. Yep, lots of things have changed. My mum worked in the co-op when left school at 14 and up until recently, and customer movers numbers, but they were still rationing too. Can you imagine now? Oof. They're a bit uproar. If there any sort of rationing now. I mean, there was uproar during COVID when, people were limiting how much of, supermarkets were limiting how much people could buy because idiots who were panic buying, there were no need for it.
Couldn't find a toilet roll for love nor money.
Nope. I mean, I can remember back in the 80s when I first picked up cross stitch. It was a coupon in the back of a Sunday supplement. It was Sunday supplement. You had to order it via the coupon. There was no internet, and yeah, there were the occasional craft shop about, but the one my first ever cross stitch kit, my mother had to clip the coupon and send it with a check or a postal order, money order. And it was a Candamar Designs one. And I've actually managed to find the pattern.
Candamar Designs?
Yeah, Candamar Designs, very old company.
190.
Hi, Sue. Yeah, I see you sneaking in there and sitting in the corner. We are just talking about how things have changed from the 80s, sort of the 70s and 80s up until now. On the back of my girls using a mobile phone. One is in the bathroom, one is in the bedroom next door, and they are texting one another. So we were just saying about how they would manage without. And we were just sort of having a bit of a reminisce about how differently things were.
Well, it might soon feel like the 80s and going back to telly again, because I saw an article earlier that said that Bullseye's coming back.
Oh no!
Well, it's on the back of the darts that's just finished.
Oh, that'd be why then.
And ITV have thought, darts is popular again.
Let's resurrect Bullseye.
Of course, it won't be without the legend himself, Jim Bowen. Apparently, Paddy McGuinness is going to present it.
Oh, no liking, no lighter.
Can you imagine him saying some of the catchphrases though? Stay out of the black and stay. What is it? I can't remember.
Out of the red and into the
out of the black
and in the red.
Nothing in this game.
Game for two in the red.
And he'll probably go to the crowd, do all this business, get them all to say. That's what he's like, isn't he? He's like that.
Yeah.
He's like that.
Oh.
Apparently they want him to do it because just like Jim Bowen, he's got Lancashire roots. Different part of Lancashire though. Jim Bowen's from Ormskirk.
Anyway, Sue, have you had a nice New Year? Hope you've had a lovely one. Just checking in about that. Quiet one, but nice anyway. Yeah, we did as well. I mean, we were just at home, just us, some movies, and yeah, that were it. Yeah.
And Dennis eventually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my stepdad had his Christmas 2.0 on New Year's Day.
You got a Christmas dinner in hospital though.
Yeah, he did. Oh, and weight loss news. I broke the 4 stone barrier, so that's 56 pounds plus a half a pound now that I've lost. I lost, how much was it last week? Was it £2? £2 lost weight. So even over Christmas and New Year, I managed to lose weight both weeks.
Pretty good.
It was quite funny because on Christmas week,
254.
the group collectively, there was me and another girl who lost. So there was a collective weight loss of £2.5, 1.5 from me and £1 from this other young lady. But then a collective gain of 35 pounds on the first week.
Yeah.
And then in the second week, as a group collectively, we lost 21 pounds, but there was a gain with the others, the rest of them, of 60.
Yeah. It was quite a big jump, wasn't it?
Yep.
But that's what Christmas does to you.
Well, I didn't go without at all Christmas. I had wine, I had full dinner, I had cheese, I had some chocolate. You know, I had all the things that I wanted, and I didn't go without. And I still lost weight.
Just proves that you were doing it right,
Nikki. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to know what my weight is right now. But,
well, no, because you've just eaten a whole £1 Christmas pudding.
Yeah, that's my Christmas 3.0. That. You still can't believe I can do that.
Nope.
Yeah, full Christmas pudding. With no cream. There would have been cream on it, but the squirty cream, the top is broken for some reason on the bottom of the bottle, so I couldn't put any on.
Don't understand how that's happened.
I don't know, but never mind. That is 4 for 685.
But yeah, I didn't go without at all. But I think I'm just more determined to lose the weight than I am to eat everything in front of me. So.
And the one advantage I've got, which this is not a sort of
brag.
It's not a go at you or anything, Nikki. But the one advantage I have is I'm able to walk what I eat off.
You do a lot more walking because you do walking in your normal job and then walking for the Village Idiot. So
I walk around a lot. So basically, I don't feel what I eat as much. That's kind of the problem with your job, because you
I'm sedentary, yeah. But I do try and get up and move around, which is it's why I like going into office a couple of days, because I get a walk to the tram, a walk off the tram, walking up and down in office.
Don't forget it's slightly uphill from the tram to the office.
I wonder, is that the same Christmas pudding my dad used to prepare with butter and sugar mixed together? Not sure, because the one that we're talking about is like a fruit one. So it's like what you would find in fruit cake, but in a Christmas pudding form. Like sort of, they're made usually by boiling or steaming.
They come in a little plastic tub.
Yeah, but Sue's in Canada.
Oh, right. Okay.
You might even know it's a plum pudding.
In fact, yeah, in Canada, they probably do know it's a plum pudding. Having been to Canada 3 times myself, I can't say I've ever seen one, but that sort of description would make sense.
Hi.
Hello, Hannah.
So yeah, Andy's just eating a whole £1 plum pudding or Christmas pudding to himself.
What, just now?
Yep.
Yeah, it was on that plate, and now it's not.
Something he does pretty much well. He does it on a regular, don't you?
What, eat one of them?
Yeah, when I say regular, whenever you can get it.
Well, normally at Christmas, and I didn't have one at Christmas. Well, I had a bit of one at Christmas, but
not a whole one.
But I've got one. I've had a full one now. But to be fair, I haven't had any tea, so that's basically it, isn't it?
Yep.
Probably got 180 after that anyway. What are we doing? February.
My parents got things like that at Marks and Spencer. In the back of the store, there were some food items that they enjoyed a lot. Yeah, Marks and Spencers are quite famous for their sort of luxury items, as it were.
Well, we have an advert, don't we? You know, it does the rounds usually at Christmas time. This isn't
just food. It's M&S food.
Their live top tins are the best of M&S.
anything else, M&S is a closed shop.
Yeah, but the food halls are getting more popular, aren't they? Because they're seen as sort of luxury, but not as expensive as Waitrose.
We have a nickname for Waitrose, but I can't tell you what it is on here.
No, you can't, because I'll get demonetised.
I passed a Waitrose the other day, actually. 258, 257, 65.
You'll find them still knocking about, Waitroses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Ah, it's a fruit thing that you'd had steamed and made a sauce with butter and sugar. Yeah, that sounds like a Christmas pudding, like a plum pudding.
What's the Anna?
The sky usually.
Oh, aren't we funny?
There's nothing wrong with her. She's fine. Stop bickering with Lauren now, anyway.
Well,
So that's the other thing is, isn't it, that's disappeared a lot, is some of the old shops, like Woolworths here in the UK. I used to love Woolworths. And markets don't seem to be as popular anymore.
yes, you walk into our market, you think you've gone into a ghost town.
Well, it's been redone, isn't it?
I don't see what the point is, because there's no traders.
Well, they're trying to get traders back, aren't they? Yeah, markets don't seem to be as popular. But
It's
yeah.
online, though, isn't it? That's why people are buying stuff online.
And they're using big supermarkets like Tesco's because you can get club card.
Well, yeah.
You know, you can use the club card and get points and stuff. And the supermarkets have a monopoly on certain foods anyway.
1071.
We're saying how you girls couldn't manage without your mobile phones no more. Texting one another when you're in the bathroom.
I couldn't text in the bathroom. I was in the phone room.
Oh.
I had to shout and bang on.
Well, you said that she was texting.
That's what I thought it was. I thought you had texted down.
No, I banged on the wall to get her attention.
Well, even so, I mean, the same thing still applies. I mean, getting a towel yourself was, much easier than trying to get her to do it.
Oh, no markets in Southampton. Well, that's a shame.
Hey, big enough city.
No market.
Even Sheffield's got a market.
Well,
Such as it is.
Full of food, that market, though. No.
Yeah.
And
Leeds market's disappearing because last time we went, there weren't much there, were there, love?
No.
Yeah.
Because this is not what it used to be either.
And it used to be that when I was a kid, our local market, it was difficult to walk through because there were that many people in it. But now, nope.
Not a chance. Yeah, I finished doing that now. Cool.
Of course, the advent of the internet has killed off a lot of, passing and footfall trade. Where I work in Sheffield, and every time I go from my tram to the office, it seems that another shop's gone and one's come up in its place, but it's only there for a few weeks and then it's gone. A lot of pop-up shops. Just German occasional markets, and it's not the same though, is it? It's not like a proper English market where, you'd have fruit and veg man, you'd have somebody doing ornaments and fancy goods, and somebody doing clothes, and somebody doing shoes, and somebody doing bags, all sorts of stuff.
Why? Oh, is it what I think it is?
Quite possibly, but still, I message
you. Right. Okay.
Hey?
2 words.
Oh dear.
I know.
What?
Where is said towel?
Bathroom floor.
That's not a nice place to leave it, is it?
Well, I think on that.
Go and get it, please.
But Lauren's at bathroom. She'll never let me in.
Tell her I said.
Well, it's not like you can do anything with it right now, is it? So, because I'm doing this live, it's not like you can put a washing machine on, is it?
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Long day.
No,
No, not particularly, Hannah.
no, it's been alright today. Now check the football scores now.
Music's not the same either. Used to have a lot more quality music back in the 80s.
I like today's music, but that's me.
Yeah, well, that's because you don't know real music.
Still a bit of shit. I'll give you
But if I get demonetized, I should be blaming you.
Sorry.
Swine.
Technically, that wasn't even a swear word.
So you can still get demonetized for it, Hannah. Please don't. Yeah, music is very different than what it was.
Oh, nice one.
You're watching football
I'm just
scores.
checking football scores. Me as a Liverpool fan, I'm very happy with tonight's result.
And move swiftly on from football. I can't stand football.
I can't even mother you out. I don't understand what's so fascinating about men kicking the ball with that.
Oh dear. So I'm in office 2 days this week.
But are you doing just 2 days altogether now? Right? Every week.
Yeah, just two days a week. My husband and I were talking about that the other day. How many artists today do you think will be remembered in 30 or 40 years? That's a good question. The way the ones we grew up with are still played and some are still playing. That's a really good question. I mean, I still wonder what kind of world we're leaving for Keith Flint. Not Keith Flint, Keith Moon. There you go. I get it right, Richards. Dear, oh dear. But yeah, there's a few of the 80s bands that are still playing and still playing live.
Rick
You know.
Astley was playing on BBC.
Yeah, Rick Astley was on New Year's Eve on BBC. My favourite band, Def Leppard, they're still playing live. They're still doing tours. But, you know, I don't think many from this day and age will be remembered in 40 years. Def Leppard, yes, indeed, from Sheffield, as were Heaven 17, the Human League, Joe Cocker, Jarvis Cocker Pulp. Quite a few Sheffield bands. In fact, I found out the other day, I pass the location of the nightclub where the Human League were formed, or rather the second incarnation of the Human League were formed. It's now a German doner kebab. I'm not even joking. It used to be called the Crazy Daisy. And it was on the high street in Sheffield. I don't like violence that seems to go with football. Yep, very true, Sandy. I'm the same. Sharon, we are Liverpool supporters in our house due to my son supporting them. My son is a semi-pro footballer, but I'm an awful mum and I don't go and watch him. I don't blame you. Def Leppard are your favourite, Sue? Oh, well, you see, absolutely mine. I've seen them, I think it's 5 times. Seconded only by Bryan Adams, who I've seen 4.
Everybody in this house knows that your favourite's Def Leppard.
Yep, they do indeed, Hannah. Def Leppard, you know, still going strong after car accidents, death and cancer. Whereas other bands like One Direction give up in a few weeks, a few months. The only band from our area was The Jam. Oh, I remember The Jam. There were a lot of good 80s bands. OMD, Ultravox, Phil Collins and Genesis. Love them. Who else?
ABBA.
Visage. ABBA weren't an 80s band, they were earlier. Well, I suppose most of these bands were formed earlier, but came to prominence in the 80s. Flock of Seagulls. Dexys Midnight Runners. Loads of good bands.
I'll be back when I'm hungry.
Bye-bye.
Okay. I think that the 80s were quite a good era in music, if not the best. Certainly for me, they were the best. And a lot of these 80s bands are still going. For example, I know that the Human League still tour. Ultravox still tour, albeit with a new lineup or differences in lineup. Depeche Mode still tour. I don't think I can see Nicki Minaj touring in 40 years, can you?
Sorry,
I
second?
said I don't think I can see Nicki Minaj touring in 40 years, can you?
No.
They said 80 years then. Might be Keith Richards might still be around. All right. Things are definitely different these days.
No, I'm fine that far. Only a couple of tiny bits.
All right, okay.
Not paying attention there. I've done quite well on this. I've had this one out all day today because I figured that because I work over 7 days, I have,
Nice.
thank you, Hannah. I have 2 days on one, 2 days on another, 2 days on another. and then one day, full day on whatever comes up in rotation that day. I'll be able to show all my pieces in my flush tube. Oh yes, Spandau Ballet, Duran Duran, the Eurythmics. Yeah. ABC. So the cars aren't going anymore because Rico Kasich died. Foreigner. Huey Lewis and the News. Billy Joel was around quite a bit in the 80s. Uptown Girl and all that. God, I love the 80s. Wham, of course. Trying to think who else. Yazoo was another good one. Erasure, Bronski Beat. God, proper memory lane that. But yes, I think there are very few singers from this day and age that will be remembered and still be played and still be touring in 40 years. Very few. I mean, some of the ones like, you know, perhaps maybe people like Adele might still be doing it. But I think the vast majority of them probably won't. Right, said Fred. Gotta remember them. Oh my God, Jason Donovan, crikey. Mind you, I think he's still about, isn't he? Kylie definitely is, Kylie Minogue. My niece was my old record player and discovering the good music. Good on you. Queen, definitely. Yeah, and going Queen, then you get into people like David Bowie, Sting, The Police. And do the starting again.
Hey dear.
Queen until we lost Freddie. Yeah, I still listen to Queen now, quite a lot. We went to the Mountain View Studios in Montreux a few years back,
Guys,
and it's actually free.
What are you doing? Right,
It's actually free to go through Mountain Studios.
Yeah.
And
Well, you know, just try and be a bit
it was an absolutely fantastic exhibition. We thoroughly enjoyed it, didn't we?
We did. This was after being on two boats across the Lake Geneva, because we were in Geneva to start with.
Yeah.
This was for Nikki's birthday a few years ago, 2019, wasn't it?
I think so. No.
Yeah, I think it was 2019. And so I planned this like boat trip across Lake Geneva. To get all the way from one side to the other, you actually have to take two boats because there isn't one that goes all the way across. So we spent the day just, you know, on the boats, paddle steamers.
Yeah.
Really beautiful boats. And we got to Montreux at sort of sunset, didn't we?
Yeah, and then obviously we went to Mountain View and got a picture of Freddie's statue as well, with the mountain backdrop over the lake as well.
Yeah. It's the statue in question. It's like a, how can I put this? If you know Queen, you might know the Made in Heaven album cover.
Yeah, it's on the Made in Heaven
It's
cover.
basically the statue that stands there is kind of there purposely because on the album cover it's Freddie with obviously his arm in the air looking out over the lake, and that's basically what the statue does. It sort of recreates it.
Yeah. And it was quite good actually, because when we went round Mountain View, and I've got photographs of it on Facebook. I know that you and I connected on Facebook, so there was like some of the costumes and the instruments and handwritten song lyrics and
All sorts.
it were absolutely amazing, weren't it?
Brilliant. we kind of didn't expect it in a way. I mean,
I knew it was there, but I didn't expect it to be free.
It was, and it's not the museum is not the most obvious of buildings either, is it?
No, it's in a casino.
Yeah, it is. You know, just it's like an add-on to something else, really. But
Yep.
But it was good. And then, of course, to get back, we took the train back, which was a lot quicker than the boats. But it was dark. It was dark by that point. So took the train back. So
only 80s music normal listened to was because the kids were playing it in the house. I remember music by Metallica, Yay, U2, Prince, Iron Maiden, Michael Jackson, and Bruce Springsteen. All of them fantastic names there. Because you forget about people like that. But yeah, Bruce Springsteen was quite big in the 80s. So Prince was the 80s was his decade. Seems to have lost quite a few good musicians as well, haven't we, along the way?
Prince was the inspiration for some of the Cats costumes on Red Dwarf.
Yep. Prince and Little Richard.
Yes, Prince and Little Richard, yeah.
Mm.
That's something that's still around, isn't it? in a roundabout way. That started in the 80s, Red Dwarf, didn't it?
Yeah.
We're both dwarfers, me and Nikki.
Made great progress. I've done about 250 so far. To be fair, there's not been many colour changes. I've done a bit of confetti. But yeah, about 250. But this is my time for stitching. I get my best work done in an evening. And I think if I've worked it right, next Sunday will be the first time that the stained glass Lord of the Rings piece will be out in a stitch with me. Because that should, if my schedule is correct, it should be out on the frame next Sunday. Which will be a nice change. This week I'll be working on 500 stitches each per day. Each piece has 2 days. I'll be working on Envy, She Sleeps, and a stitching shelf. And then next Sunday it'll be the Lord of the Rings stained glass. As long as my predictions are accurate. And then working on Autumn Waltz for the rest of each day, but I'm a couple of colours light on it, which is annoying. So I've got to wait for some flosses to come, so it'll have a few gaps in it. But I'm up to about 40% on that now, so fast heading towards the finish line. And then Mary Princess can move up to the finish too. So I am really ready for Mary Princess to be done. I'll miss it when it's done, but I'm ready for it to be done. And then for my office piece, I'm going to look at taking Pandemic in. Even though Pandemic's not in my regular rotation, it might just be I can get it done in the office. Because to be fair, with Mary Princess, I'm not getting many stitches done on it, 150-ish a day, if that. And so then I come home with it and make it up to sort of 200 stitches or so, or 300, depending on how far I get. When I get home, which is cutting into my evening stitch time. So I figured if I take Pandemic in, try and get that done too. But it'll be interesting to see what this model stitching brings. You know, I'll be quite chuffed if I get some model stitching. I did some a few years ago for DMC, and quite a lot of it was used in promotional stuff. And I did a big cushion front, a tapestry one. They were like big floor cushions that they had a few years ago, and I model stitched 2 of those, and they were on display in Phoenix in I don't know if it were York, Phoenix. But yeah, I did quite a bit for DMC at one point. Seemed like I was getting a package every few days. But then I wasn't, well, I was working, and I didn't have as much time as, you know, stitch time as I have now. I still managed to do them. But when DMC and Sirdar had a merger and things, it kind of meant that, you know, they did a lot of company restructuring, and I think, you know, the model stitching kind of dropped off a little bit. And they said, oh, we'll be in touch, and nobody ever got in touch, which was a great shame. So, but I'm just happy as long as I've got a needle in my hand, to be honest. I mean, I don't care what I stitch. It's the action of stitching and the creating.
Oh, sorry.
What was that?
My headphones weren't plugged in.
Oh. Let's get some more of these confetti stitches in. I get my nails done next week. So next Sunday night, I shall have a fresh manicure. Haven't had these done since before Christmas, so they're definitely ready. Getting a bit long as well. Sometimes it gets difficult to type. Which is absolutely no good in my job because I rely on typing. Ooh, Sue, takeout sounds good. What are you having? Not something I tend to do now. Or if I do, it's just after I've been to Slimming Club, so I've got a whole week to work it off. Chicken salad, and your hubby's having a submarine. That's what I had last time I had a takeaway. I had a plain grilled chicken wrap with salad, with no sauce, and without the wrap part. So just plain grilled chicken and salad. It was quite nice actually because it was like char grilled. Just made a change. Yes, Sue, what's a submarine?
I imagine it's like a sub, like you get at Subway.
Well, I would imagine so, but let's Sue confirm.
Oh, it's not right.
Ow. Just prick my thumb like a wally. Do that once and I do it a lot. It's like the dam breaks. Char is my favourite with salad. Yeah, great taste with dressing. Yeah. It's a long narrow bun with meat, salad and cheese. You can add peppers, mushrooms, etc. So yeah, it's a bit like a Subway. Could just eat a Subway now. But you couldn't though.
No.
No.
No, we'll not talk about Subway because I'm
Yeah,
very much
Andy
off
had
them.
a bad experience, bless him.
I've had 2 bad experiences with them, haven't I?
Well, only the one just lately.
Yeah. But 2,
2 altogether.
Yeah, so I'm off them now.
Oh, cute French bulldogs. Good job Hannah's not down. She'd be going, oh, wanting pictures. Are they handfuls, Sue? Or are they quite good? I suspect the 8-month-old is quite lively. I had a collie, and she would walk for miles. And then I had greyhounds who were so very, very lazy. 2-year-old's a good little boy. Listens well. We're not playing with his brother. The 8-month-old is a terror. We named him Monty Python. Should have been Mayhem. Yeah. I had a feeling that the young one would be keeping you on your toes. My one of my managers has got French bulldogs, mother and daughter. So it's slightly different for him because obviously family, mother and daughter. Mother keeps daughter in check.
Just let me check.
2-year-old is Charlie Chaplin. Brilliant. Mrs. Miggins wanted to ground for a few years now, but once my dog goes, I'm not allowed dogs. Oh, that's a shame. That's a real shame because dogs can be so therapeutic to have, and greyhounds are so wonderfully lazy. They are the best for cuddles, although they do take up, a fair bit of bed space if you let them.
Well, we never did that with our greyhounds.
No.
They had the conservatory.
And the downstairs, didn't they, during the day? Chloe had downstairs, didn't she? When it was just her.
It was just her on her own, yeah.
Yeah.
Now we have a cat who is a different.
Oh yeah, the cat's a whole different ball of wax, isn't she?
Yes. I suppose there's nothing wrong with our angel.
Coming meowed in my ear this morning to wake me up. She wanted feeding.
That's what cats are like.
To be fair, I was sleeping in a little bit.
Yeah, that was unlike you.
Yeah.
Because you don't do that.
Nope. Not normally, no. Gonna have a budgie.
A budgie.
You want to get one of them that talk back, Mrs. Miggins, so you can have full-on convos.
We used to have one of them.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Horace.
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 You called your budgie Horace?
Yeah.
Poor budgie.
What's wrong with that?
I don't think I'd call my budgie Horace if I had a budgie.
Yeah, Horace. He's a right legend.
But yep, the cat come and woke me up this morning by, being in my ear hole, wanting a breakfast. And I did sleep in that. Normally I'm up sort of any time between 5 and 6, I'm coming downstairs. And today I didn't open my eyes until 8 o'clock, so I must have been tired. But then again, Andy's children were here, so me and Andy were confined downstairs. And so I wasn't in my own bed, so I didn't have the most comfortable of nights. So I probably was a bit tired and said that magic word, worn out. Elvis is the name I'm going to give him. I'm going to sing or say some words from his songs. Why not? As long as you don't get into dance like Elvis, Mrs. Miggins, we'll be good. I think it'd be a bit difficult for a budgie, though.
It probably would, yeah. Not impossible, though.
No, not impossible. All right, good old stitchy sesh tonight. I'm quite enjoying myself.
Aren't you? Yeah, aren't you just? Doing all right, Nikki.
Mm. I get a lot of money if you could do the leg movements. Yeah, you would. Definitely. You take him on Britain's Got Talent like they did with that dog. What did they call that dog that won it a few years ago?
I can't remember, Nikki. That's how much I don't watch
Oh,
TV.
yeah.
Don't know, I'm afraid. Yeah.
Let's try that again. Need to try
Let's
this
try
one
that
on.
again.
I keep trying to win the lottery.
Yeah, but the thing is, Nikki, you've got to go halfway and buy
Buy
a
a ticket. Yeah, I forgot this week.
Yes, so you know, I like your thinking, but practicality.
The only dog I remember was one of Esther Ransom's who could say sausages.
Oh, blooming heck, that's going back a few years.
Oh, yeah. Could you show how you have the fabric folded on the right? Yep, I can. Let me just move my stand in because there we go. I'm assuming you mean this lot here, Clara, and it's just literally folded in on itself and then a binder clip to keep it together. My Lowry stand is there and then it goes over it, so it gives me like a, that's the other end of the stitching area. That's the clamp top there, so it just gives me a nice big stitching area. And I've just, you know, and then at the bottom I've rolled it up in the same way and just got it sort of clipped that way. And I always fold it with the stitch side inwards, because it like here, because if then anything drops or spills on it, it's not on the actual stitching part, because it's more likely to, it's the same at the top, look, that's it underneath of my stitching. It's more likely to drop, isn't it, on a stitch side. So it's also keeping the stitching clean. But yeah, I find that binder clips for heavy lots of fabric, but other than that, just these little plastic soft fabric ones. What, you were looking for binder clips, Mrs. McGinns? Any stationers really, but they aren't a particularly common thing. But I got some from Home Bargains, if you've got a Home Bargains near you. And I've also got them from the Works, if you've got the Works near you too. but the soft clips, the plastic ones, these I got from Aldi, believe it or not. From the aisle in the middle, where if you're not careful, you come home with a wetsuit, a 4-man tent, and a trumpet.
That's absolutely right.
Or, as Andy did once for me, a 1-egg frying pan, some knick-knack pots, and a tortilla warmer. Ah, right, I see, yeah. So, yeah, eBay. But like I said, the Works, I think, have an online shop, Soda Home Bargains. So it might be worth asking, or should I say looking. Yeah, I might not be here when you get back, Sue, because it's now nearly 9:15. So if not, if I don't see you when you come back, have a wonderful rest of your evening and enjoy your takeaway. Yeah. Yes, I've right enjoyed my stitchy evening. I'm going to be putting these last few in, I think, then calling it a night, ladies and gents. We have done a smashing 350 stitches on here. So how far have you guys got? Have you got some good stitching in? $350 is good for me. Oh, Catherine, just seen that you've messaged me on Facebook. I see you're working on yours. And you are 11,363 stitches in. So, yeah. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, great! I'm glad you've done well, Clara. So relaxing, isn't it? Yes, I hope you ladies have had, and gents, if there's any gents, had such a good, have had as good an evening as I have. Thank you all once again for your lovely company. It makes these lives absolutely worth my while to do them because I have such nice people that come and join in. So I wish you all a very good and happy stitchy week. And I will be doing it all again this time next week. So 7:30 on Sunday. And you'll see the Lord of the Rings stained glass for the first time. Yeah. Thanks very much, everybody. That's my 350 now in the bag. And I'll see you Tuesday for my floss tube if you watch that. If not, 2 Stitch for me's out this week. And if not, I'll see you next Sunday. So take care, everybody. With lots of love from us to you. We'll see you soon.
See you later.
Bye now.